That was unexpected. All right, so let me make something clear right off the bat. There is no one I love more than my Woofy Bear. I don't know if you heard, if the sound picked up his coughing, but he just started coughing right as soon as I turned the camera on. See this ring? He has a matching one. It fits his fat little finger, just like mine. Fits my slender, what's the word I'm looking for? Not posthumous, no, not elite, but more erudite. Isn't that the right word? And am I pronouncing it correctly? Erudite finger. Anyway, I love his fat little finger. And I don't love anyone more than him, at least not living. Now, my mother, she would have been the only competitor, and I'd say it's maybe Eagle. I don't know. Did I love her more? I don't know. Who knows? But if it's a contest, I love them enormously both. But there's no one living I love more than the cute, sweet, adorable Woofy Bear. The man I love so deeply. Now, though, there is another guy in my life who I have come to love deeply. He can't stand this guy. He's never met him. I made sure of that. But, and it's this guy I see on the side. And we have a really wildly wonderful sex. It is so good. I cannot even tell you, although I will attempt to at every opportunity. But anyway, and he's like, now I have a friend, for a brief while, a very good friend of mine, named, what should his name for this story be? His real name's David, but I gave it away already. Well, there's lots of Davids, so you don't know which one this is. It's David Eccles. We'll bleep that out. But anyway, that David, he was having sex with my husband when I wasn't here, and sometimes when I was, and often when I was having sex with the bear, sometimes it worked out that way. Didn't always. But David's one of my best friends, and I encouraged them to have sex together. And I must say, I was glad they did. And I like to say that David returned my Woofy Bear a better lover than was delivered to him. He reformed him. I was always attracted to him, and we always had great sex, but I won't go into it right now, but there were some limitations and things that were not that satisfactory, even though it was wonderful. Another time, but I will say that David cured him of all that, or reformed him, and said, by the end of the relationship, he said, "Here's your lover back, and I hope you enjoy the improvements." And I must say, I did. There's a lot of reasons they don't have sex anymore. Well, there's one really big reason, and that's David's partner, who is phenomenally jealous man. Anyway, there's a lot to say about that too, but I'm trying to get to what the story that I would like immediately was turned the camera on. We're already 5 minutes in, and I haven't even started telling the story. This is all preamble bullshit. This is all fucking preamble, man. How preamble do you want to get, man? This is preamble shit. This is like, shit's getting preamble. Shit has got preamble. Oh, okay. Neighbors, I always have to forget. There's neighbors that have extremely thin walls here. Can you hear that? Should see if you're okay. He's had much worse coughing fits than that. In my time that I've known him. So let's continue the story, shall we? Have we even really begun it? Oh, it's all preamble. Preamble. It's before the amble. We're gonna. Jeez. Okay, he's having a coughing fit. There's nothing I can really do. He seems to be alright, he got it over it. I love him. I love him. Let me make that clear once again. Alright. So, anyway, here's another part. This is more preamble, but it's important that you know that I get crabs a lot. I don't know why. There's theories, but then those theories get debunked. Fucking coughing again. All right. And one, I remember someone asked me once, I was talking about it in a comedy workshop, and one of the people, we were doing a question and answer, he said, just about how many times I've had crabs, because I've had an inordinate number of times. And he said, just tell me one thing, one hand or two. And I said, I need more hands. I'm going to run out of feet as well. So, more than, that's both my hands and both my feet. The theory is each digit is a time I had crabs. You understand what I'm talking about, right? Okay, and I run out. Hands and feet, not enough. Over 20 times. And that's a small number. It's like probably 30 or 40 times I've had crabs. And I'm really careful about, I do everything I can to make sure I don't get a disease or crabs, and done pretty well on not getting any diseases, but I just get crabs all the time. It's the damnedest fucking thing. And I'm almost convinced that they just are like, because there's been one or two occasions that I've gotten them when I haven't had sex with anyone, and I'm like, are they like just dormant on me and they can come to life at any time? I don't know. I hate them. I hate them so much. And because I get them so often, I'm always checking my body. During the pandemic, me and the man I love so much were monogamous for those 2 or 3 years. and I didn't have to check. It was so wonderful. It was like, yeah, hey, you can check if you want to. Maybe I just ought to have. Oh yeah, but you don't have to anymore. And wow, how liberating that was. I never thought monogamy would be liberating, but then when I realized I don't have to worry about diseases or crabs, it was like, wow, it's not constricting, it's liberating in that particular way. I don't have to check. I don't have to check anymore. Well, anyway, time passed, and I said, well, it's time to go see that man that I am so crazy about, who has such wonderful sex. And I'm not saying it's better than the sex with him. It used to be. It used to be better than sex with him, but since David returned him a better lover, they're now equals. And sometimes, often, it's better with him than this guy I'm crazy about. But I'm still crazy about this guy. He is so my type. He is my type exactly in so many fucking ways. But the important way, for the purposes of this story, is that he is super duper, and I mean from his pretty bald up here, and he's like got about as much hair as I have, and then he's got from his neck, he also has a beard, and then from his neck down, he is hairy, front, back, everywhere. Interestingly, not that much on his front. I mean, he's hairy on his front. For a lot of people, it would be considered hairy, but compared to his back is so much hairier. And if I could, make improvements, I'd have more hair on his front, but there's enough. And that hair on his back, oh my God, it is abundant, and it is so fucking sexy to me. I know that it's not sexy to most of you. Fuck you. You don't know what you're missing out on. It is the sexiest fucking thing in the whole world to me, in my world. And that's the only world that matters right now. Okay, it's usually the only world that matters to me. And in these circumstances, while I'm telling you this story, it's the only thing that matters to you too. So, anyway, so I have found, crabs on this guy. Oh, but before I get into that, the theory of why I get them so often, because I like hairy guys, you would think that, oh, well, hairy guys get crabs, and they're great hosts for the crabs. And since you like hairy guys, that's why you get crabs often. Well, that may be part of it, but this guy David I mentioned, the one who's used to have sex with that bear that I love, who's over there, he was coughing earlier. He likes the exact same type of men I do, and to a large degree, and goes to bed with the same men I have. And he never, ever gets them. He hasn't had them in his life. His whole life he hasn't had them. And he goes also for hairy men. And we've been to bed with a lot of the same people. And him never. And me, I go outside of the relationship one time. And it's so fucking odd. Why me? It's like, it's my fate. I don't know why, but it's my fate. So I kind of just have to accept it. And to a large degree I have. This last time I had them was maybe time number 35. And by the 35th time, you're like, yeah, I'm used to this now. It's not. Because at the beginning, you're like, crabs are on me. And it's always still a little bit like that. But by the 35th or 40th time, you're like, oh my God, again, God. I tried so hard to make sure it didn't happen. And it did. Well, what happened was that this bear that I am crazy about, I'm not as crazy about him as I am crazy about that other bear who was coughing earlier. I'm crazy about him more than any other bear or person in the world. But I am crazy. I'm still crazy for this one. The super duper, super duper hairy hair everywhere. Not enough here, but you know, an adequate amount. But that passes the test. Yeah. Oh, but colors. Yeah. And a hairy ass. So fucking hairy ass. Yes. His ass could be even hairier, if you ask me. But it's hairy enough. It's hairier than most asses, and it's, you know, it's definitely adequate, but still could be hairier as far as I'm concerned. I love body hair. Love it. And some would argue that that's the reason I get crabs a lot. But, you know, ask other people and ask other bears and people into bears. They don't. No one gets as much as me. No one. All right. Anyway, twice before this most recent time, I have found crabs on this super hairy guy I'm crazy about. And the very first time I found them, I found one on his back. And never had he gone from being happy to depressed. He was like, he was so convinced he didn't have any. And I was like, I gotta check all your whole body. He was like, go ahead. And he was enjoying it. He was like in getting into the body inspection. And then I found it, and it was like, it was a swift and immediate change of mood. And we ended up not having sex that day. I later realized, oh, why didn't we? Because, you know, we both had to do the treatment, and we may as well just have had sex while we had crabs, but we didn't because, like, oh, I might catch them. Well, they're already on me. So, you know, you can, you know, before you do the treatment, it's like, oh, you can still enjoy sex while they're on you. You might find it difficult by the 35th or 40th time. It's like, whatever. So I found him once on his back, and then the second time I found him, which was years later, I found one in his armpit. And, you know, and I have my crab spectacles. I have these, I should go get them. Yeah, I'll go get them. I'm back. I'm right with you. And yes, my crab kit, my crab kit, my crab kit. Look at it, it's my crab kit, my crab kit. Boop. Look at it, it's my crab kit. My crab kit. Pop. Pop. Do it again. Pop. And again. Pop. Do it to my face now. Pop. Oh. Do it to my lips now. Pop. Oh, how nice. And this is my little crab kit, my crab kit, my crab kit. This is my little crab kit. Now let me show you everything in it, 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 in it. My little crab Okay, so let's put this away somewhere. How are we gonna see it? Can you still see it here? We want it on camera. Right there. Every time I need to grab it, it's just gonna be right there. Okay. Well, this first little contraption is, oh baby, this little motherfucker is a lightsaber because it's collapsible like this. And you can eat it if you really get hungry, and you can digest plastic and glass. Probably not recommended for most people. But if you know that you're okay eating plastic and glass, you can eat it. And that is therefore one of the advantages to people who eat plastic and glass. All right. Did you hear that echo? Okay, so it opens up this way and this way, and then it becomes a magnifying glass. Well, it was a magnifying glass the whole time. It becomes a, this will be on the ground. Let's say the crabs you found are, there. So you found a crab and you put it on the little boop. And oh, look how perfectly it fits. Totally unplanned, you guys. And I like the little light it makes on there. I've never noticed that before. It's not a, it's just picking up light and refracting it that way. I'm not sure if refracting is the right word. Anyway, you'll have your little crab there, and you look through here, and you can see it's pretty. It's a pretty good magnification. And you look and you go, oh look, little flailing legs. It's those little flailing legs. It's the flailing legs every single time. Those flailing. That's like they are, and you're looking. You're like, oh. They are well named crabs because they're like that. It wasn't just fanciful, it was fairly accurate. Little tiny crabs. Crabby, 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 pop, 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 pop. Pop, pop. All right, that was a really bullshit diversion, was it not? Came in handy. All right, that's one way of doing it, and it's effective. But if you want to get startlingly, well, actually, oh God, I gotta show. I'm gonna have to leave for a second again, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna get this other one. All right. This is a head magnifier. It's an illuminated multi-power head magnifier. Now that doesn't mean it illuminates your head or the head of your penis. It means you put it on your head and it magnify it. Yeah, I'll show you. Let me show you how it works. So you can see that's what it looks like. Now we're going to see how closely it matches the picture. Sure it's the same product? I don't know. I was a little suspicious that there's a different product in the just put in some box, and no, it seems to match up. Now I'm looking at it a little more closely. Yeah, That seems to make sense. That is the, yeah, that's the product. Okay, fuck. Fuck that, man. Here it is. Now, it's kind of old. It's not all working. Let's see if the light still works. I think it does. Ah, yeah, the light still works. And it attaches to your head. It's really hard to get it to attach right. You gotta unscrew this thing and then you get it on. It's never quite really comfortable, but it's fairly effective. And yeah, you got the magnifying glass. Now you can go like this, like you're welding or something, and you look through, and you say, "Oh, there's a crab. Is that a crab on my arm?" Well, let me look. And you know, as you're looking through, can you see it? It magnifies pretty well. Like, did you find a crab? There might still be a dead crab. I'm not convinced that I might have crabs as I'm recording this. I haven't found, I search and search and search. I haven't found a live one. I've found dead ones. Oh, I didn't realize they, until this time that the dead crabs still cling to your body after you've done the treatment. They're still clinging there. Ew. So, that's the way. Okay, and this is really good. But it isn't the best as far as magnification goes. I threw the box down here. Now let's put it back in. We gotta put it back in now, man. Put it back in. Put the thing back in. All right, get this tightened so that it will be collapsed. Get it back in. Get it back in, man. Come on, baby. Get it back in. Come on, man. Get it back in. Oh, yeah. Get it back in. Come on, yeah. Get it back in. Yeah. Right back in. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's hot. He got it right back in. And I got a little piece of it as a souvenir. Right back in, baby. Oh, right back in. Oh, God. That got a little perverted, didn't it? Well, now that we have, now the tone has been set, we have permission to go there a little further, perhaps. We'll see. Who knows what's in store? Not even I do. Well, I know a little bit of what's in store. But anyway, what is this? Can this go over here? Oh, shit, where can this go? Right here. Oh, can we tape it right there? If I were more prepared, I could have. Could it just hover here? Yeah. Right there. Stay. No, stay. You're getting too big. Let's not transition into anything. Let's get back to the story. I'll do this. You can see the middle corner of it. Oh, it's kind of irritating, actually. There it is. Yeah. For the people who missed the head magnifier. Oh, that's right. And so now this one's the most effective one of all. I don't, the box is long gone. I don't know what it's called. But it has a magnifier in it. It has these little lights. And, most people don't need all of this, but most people have not had crabs 30 to 40 times. Most people. I'm not proud of it. I just accept it, I suppose. Well, maybe I should be proud of it. Why I believe I have had crabs more times than anyone else in the world. And if I find someone who's beat my personal record, I will just make a bigger effort to acquire them in the future. Because I want to be the king of crabs. I think I already am there. I think I probably. Yeah, there's got to be some slut there that's swoozing. People have sex. I'm very careful about sex. I don't go out whoring. I used to in my youth, but I don't anymore. I'm very careful. And I know other people who still do. They just feel like they're gone. I'm like, God, don't you guys worry about diseases? I just go, I'm with one person and I get it. So it's like, God. And these guys are good. I know guys who just do it all the time. They never get anything. And like, or maybe like, oh, after 30 years of completely indiscriminate sex, I finally got crabs. Oh, I knew it should have happened someday. Okay, anyway, that's their thing. So these little lights turn on. They're a little unwieldy, but they work. And I actually just, I forgot how you just kind of get them. I don't really need to see out of both of them because I just need to see, I'm just looking at one little crab. So I just find it. Let's say that's it. Wait, do I have a freckle or something? Well, let's just pretend there's a freckle there. And I say, is that a freckle or a crab? I aim it, and you find, the spot you're looking for, and then you look, and you can see those little fucking flailing legs are there. Fucking goddamn fucking flailing legs. I'm a crab on your body. Why did you put me out? Put me back on. They grasp onto hair follicles. So if you have a hair follicle, that's where they'll be. They'll be on a hair follicle. And if they're not, then they're lost. Something happened, like they fell off. They went, where's the hair follicle? Is that one? Oh, now I got one. Got the hair follicle. I got the hair follicle. I got the hair. That's a crab. That's how crabs talk. They got the hair follicle. I don't mean the crabs in the ocean. I mean the little tiny crabs on your body. Did you not get that? I thought that was clear. All right. They're lice. Okay? They're crab lice. They're not the kind of lice that get in your hair. They're the kind prefer from the neck down. The other lice really love it from the neck up. And this kind of lice likes it from the neck down. So if you're lucky, maybe you'll have both. I mean, unlucky, of course. Well, it's luck. It's bad luck. So if you're lucky, maybe you'll have both. Did you very good? All right. So anyway, these little motherfuckers, there you see, flailing legs. Okay. So I carry this. Oh, wait, I should show you everything else in here. Those are the major things. And I carry this around. It's like, if I'm getting it as often as I do, and I said, I'm going to check them. I'm going to check them before we even do anything. I'm not going to not come over or meet unless they agree in advance that I can check their body for crabs before we start. And, they'll do anything to get their dick sucked, and they always say yes. So, and then they often enjoy it. They're like, ooh, I like this body inspection. Ooh, I like that. What else? But I lost my train of thought now. Oh, thanks a lot. I've lost my train of thought, and it's your fault. Okay. The other things in here are... We got to do a comb. Because one way to check to see if you have crabs is to just start, combing through the hair on your body, and as you feel a tug, you're like, ooh, now is that hair in a knot, or is there a crab on that hair? And then you go, ew, it's a crab. I can see it in the light. So you can see that there's not a crab on here, but if there were, it would be very easy to spot. Now that's finding live ones. Also, after you do the treatment, remember they're clean to your body, so you can also go through and scrape the dead ones off that are still clinging to your body. Now, will they cling to your body forever? No, because all of your hair falls out and replaces. So it'll eventually fall off, but I don't know how long it takes. If you're a meticulous person and it bothers you that their dead ones are clean, then you're going to have to go through and look for them that way and tug them off that way, like tug, 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 tug. So that's a motherfucking mess. Aside from itching and aside from there being, like this bug on your body, well, those are two pretty bad things, aren't they? But aside from that, they're not that bad. Okay. And I got tweezers, and you like say, oh, I think I found one. I think I found one. Put it under the thing. I found one. I found one. Yes, that appears to be a louse of some kind. Why, I believe it's a crab, the way it has little flailing, crabby legs going, baby crab. Body lice crab, not the kind you eat in a restaurant. Is that not clear yet? Oh, man. Okay. Sure, this thing's really sharp, so I almost poked my eye out, it seemed like just now. What is this? Oh, this is a nose hair trimmer. Now, this isn't really crab related, but it fits in the box, and I know where it is. So, but it's not crab related, man. Oh, speaking of crab related, speaking of nose hair trimmers, I have a friend who doesn't trim his nose hairs. He said he never has in his entire life. I was like, really? And when he gets crabs, now see, I just do it from the neck down, but he includes his beard and even the hairs in his nose. And I'm like, I'm not sure that's necessary, but he says that he gets them there. And I'm like, wow, those are some nasty, aggressive crabs. He also gets them frequently, not as frequently as I do, but he does his best to compete, if you will, competing for that number one spot that I hold currently as of what I know right now. All right. So, okay. So, all right. Now the guy I'm crazy about, he's been itching on his front and his back. And remember, he has a hairy back, and he has adequately hairy front. Could be hairier. Would be nice if it matched, because it's like so much back here, and it's all right. It's all right. It would be fine. It's so beautiful. His back hair is so gorgeous. He is such a beautiful looking man. Well, he actually is a beautiful man inside as well as out. But he's gorgeous. I'm crazy about him. But not as crazy as I am about the coffee guy. Not the drink coffee. The guy he was coughing earlier. Cough. Keep up with this. All right. Anything else in here? Oh yeah, flashlight. Just in case one of the, if the little light burns out, and then once that light burns out, you either never use the light again, or if you need the light, you buy a brand new pair. So it hasn't happened yet. I'm surprised. But because I've searched for lots of crap. Those lights have been on. But anyway, an extra flashlight just in case it's necessary. And I use it, like I hold it, and it's like, I remember when I only had this before I had the other things. And I would like search the body, and I'd be okay. I'm like, oh, that's, oh, you want to see what it looks like? Okay, let's see. Right. Oh, well, you should see, like, are the crab here? You see any? You see? I might, for all I know, I keep looking at it. I am not 100% convinced that they're all dead. I don't know. Is my friend Ed right that above the neck, I skip above the neck and he doesn't? And I try to think, maybe you're right. I have above the neck, and they will sooner or later make their. If that's true, they'll sooner or later make their way down. I'll find them. I'm always searching my fucking. When I'm sexually active. Okay, so everything's necessary. So, all right. So, guy I'm crazy about. He, super duper hairy guy I'm crazy about. He, his back and front have been itching. He's been, he couldn't figure it out what was going on, and we wanted to have sex, but we're always very careful. You have to wait 17 days to make sure there's no monkeypox, and we do STD tests. And I stopped doing crab checks because I just felt I was insulting people. And he was also getting. I used to check him every time I had sex with him, and he let me, but it was starting to get tiresome to him because usually I don't find anything, and so I was like, oh, fuck the crab check. I'll find out if I have them sooner or later anyway. So as long as I don't have a disease. What's the next part of the story? Oh yeah. Oh, he thought he had his doctors at Kaiser diagnosed him with Grover's disease or Grover's condition. I don't know what it's called. It's Grover's something, and it is a condition that hits. I don't know if it's exclusively, but definitely primarily men over 50, which he is. He's in his 60s, and gorgeous. To me, and I don't care if he's not gorgeous to you, he's gorgeous to me. And therefore, in the context of this thing, he's gorgeous to everyone. He's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. Gorge. Does that mean he's gorgeous? Like he eat like he's good. Gorgeous. Oh, that'd be like a feeder situation. He's good. That's good. So sandwiches as dicks. Anyway, I'm getting off track. I need something to drink. Oh, God, I didn't even know I didn't bring this. I'm just. So he was diagnosed as having Grover's disease, a condition that hits primarily, if not exclusively, men over 50. And he qualified. And we were like, wow, weird. Men over 50 get this disease where they start itching. Well, so I think you just wait it out. You wait it out. It goes away. If I remember the DuckDuckGo research I did, you just wait for it to leave. Well, he waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. It didn't go away. And I had not been having sex with him for a long time. And it was like, it's time to have sex again. Time to end the monogamy and start having sex with that gorgeously hairy bear. And so we started doing that. And he was itching. And I was like, well, Grover's disease is not contagious, so I wasn't worried about anything. And I saw him, I think, 3 times. And then after the 3rd time, the next day, I found crabs on my body. And I was like, uh-oh, We did the 17-day monkeypox wait, and we did the STD test, and we did an extra syphilis test for reasons. But anyway, we took every precaution, and we ended up getting crabs from his partner. Well, who knows which of them got crabs from who? That it turned out he doesn't. I figured out. Oh, I told him I found the crabs. I said, you got to do a treatment. And he had done, I'd found them on him twice before in the years we've been seeing each other. So, and, he did the treatments, and you do the laundry. It's a long, involved process. It's a hassle, but you got to do it, or else continue having crabs. Those are your options. What you could do is shave your body. You could shave every single hair on your body, and then that'll get rid of the crabs. And that's an option. I have never taken that option, but it is one. You won't have crabs anymore if you shave off every single hair of your body below the neck. You should be okay. Stop it. You should be okay above the neck. All right. So where are we? Where were we? Oh, I bumped it again. I'm gonna bump it again. I'm gonna bump it again. I'm not gonna bump it anymore. I shall not bump it another moment. I shan't. I shall not. You cannot make me. I do not want to bump it again, and you cannot make me, and I shall not. I shall do no such thing. Or perhaps once more. The building's ready. Okay, back to the crab story. I found it. I said, you gotta do treatment. So, a couple days pass, I call him up and talk to him. I said, hey, have you done the treatment yet? And I think the first time he said no. I was like, okay, make sure you get the prescription strength Permethrin and don't get the over-the-counter stuff like Rid or Nix. Rid or Nix used to be adequate, but it appears that crabs have evolved to the point that Rid and Nix and any other over-the-counter thing is not strong enough. You have to get prescription strength Permethrin, 5% lotion. And that's how it's really what's made for scabies, which is even worse than crabs. But now crabs have evolved they're strong. They've outgrown the Rid and Nix, and but they still are. They still won't do they still can't. Permethrin still works. And if a day comes that Permethrin doesn't work, the solution is to shave. But if it's scabies, that doesn't solve the problem. See, crabs hang on to your hair follicles, whereas scabies burrow into your skin. But the Permethrin will still kill the scabies, hopefully. But if the crabs and if the scabs shave every single hair on the body, even if you don't want to, because you gotta get rid of it. Or just continue having crabs and you like them. I like it. I like it. I remember that's another story. All right. So I talked to him again. I say, have you done the treatment yet? And he said, yeah, I did it twice. I was like, oh, yeah, very, very thorough. I said, were you able to, did Michael help you, or were you able to hit the spots on your back? He said, I didn't do my back. I said, you didn't? I said, how did you do it? And he said, I just did my pubic hair. And I said, well, then you still have them. That's not enough. You got to do every single hair on your body, at least from the neck down. It's debatable whether to include the above the neck. And he said, and I said, well, is that how you've always done it? Is that how you did it in the past when I found them? You know, there are 2 other occasions before this one that you had to do treatments. And he said, yeah, that's how I've always done it. I was like, what? Let me be clear. You only did your pubic hair and no other part of your body. And he said, yeah. But problem solved. That's how it's always worked in the past. I was like, it can't be possible. And I let it go. And I called my friend Ed. And I said, Ed, when you do the treatment, you do more than just your pubic hair, right? You do your whole fucking body from. Now he does it. Now I do it from like here down. He does his beard, he does his mustache, and he even does the hairs in his nose. I don't know if he does his eyebrows, but I suspect he does. And I guess he does everything. He does it. So I only do it from the neck down, but he says he gets them. He says he's gotten them in his nose. Probably because his nose went somewhere that most noses don't, is gonna be my guess. So very naughty. So very naughty indeed. Isn't it? Isn't it naughty? All right. So I'm like, it's not possible. And Ed, other frequent crab getter, agrees. And so he made some kind of joke. He's like, but you know what? You're one of the hairiest people on the planet, and you only do your pubic hair. What? But the weird thing is, he said that's how he's always done it, and in the past, it got rid of them. I was like, how? How? It is not possible. It's not possible. Like, she accidentally touched, I don't know. The over-the-counter is really nasty, by the way. Even though the prescription strength, the over-the-counter, you do a 10-minute treatment and then you shower. The over-the-counter, you do a 10-hour treatment and then shower. Even though you leave it on for 10 hours, it is comparatively much more pleasant than the over-the-counter method, because that stuff is nasty and stinks. And you've got to put it all over your whole body and leave it there for 10 minutes. And it's the longest 10 minutes of your life. And then you can't wait to get in there and you shampoo it, you shampoo every part of your body with that shit. And then you wash it off and you have to get more soap. And you got to get that stink off your body. It stinks. And it's a 10-minute treatment. Believe me, the permethrin, even the permethrin is preferable. It's more pleasant compared to that because it doesn't stink, and it's not nasty. I mean, if you think that any lotions are nasty, then you'll think it's nasty. But if you're okay with lotions and it doesn't have any scent, it's so much preferable. We'd rather have it on for 10 hours than 10 minutes. Thank you, if you don't mind. All right. So-be-do-be-do-be-do-be-do. I'm worrying about this. I'm very concerned. I'm like, well, the first thing we did was like, okay, me and the guy that I'm even crazier about. I'm craziest about him. I'm crazy about him more than anybody. Even more than this other guy I'm crazy about. As much as I'm crazy about him even more. Make that clear. it's true. But anyway, I'm really crazy about this other guy nonetheless. And it makes me want to treat my senses right here on camera. Let's get back into the story. Okay, I'm talking about this guy, right? The hairy guy. Did I mention that he's hairy? And did I mention that I like that? Okay, so we're on the same page, right? He's gorgeous. He's gorgeous. And the sex is great. It's great. Oh yeah, so I'm thinking, and I'm like, oh man, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, it can't be possible. You can't, you don't get rid of crabs by doing only your pubic hair. That may be their favorite place, but you gotta do your whole fucking body. So, I forgot. Where was I? Was I talking about crabs? Did I mention crabs yet? Have I gotten up to that part? All right. Did I mention hairy guys and that no matter if I like them, but okay. Let's recap. Okay, let's move forward. Let's just all right, we got crabs, Grover's disease was a business. Oh, yeah, we don't know that part yet. So I'm worrying about him. I say, there's no way he can't have. And I said, he's still itching. I'm like, the Grover's disease didn't just go away like it's supposed to. He's still itching, and he's itching because he is crawling with crabs. His body is crawling with crabs. Oh, and here's the other thing. I said, I said something about his partner doing the treatment, and I found out he didn't even know if he did. Like, he told him, like, oh, that topping dude has crabs. He has a crab problem. It's just my duty and responsibility to let you know that he has a crab problem. And he thinks that maybe I have too. I did a treatment as a precaution, but I don't think I have them. Not only does he have them, but his partner has them too. He doesn't even know if he did a treatment, much less how. I said, you guys, I only said to him, I said, that is a serious breakdown of communication. That's lack of communication. That's wow. Anyway, it doesn't take away the fact that they're great guys. They're great guys, both of them. And they're basically a really good couple. I think they're having relationship issues at the moment, but overall, they'll get over them. And overall, they're a really great couple. And they're made for each other, and they've settled into each other's rhythms. And you don't need it. That's personal stuff. It's not even your business. What am I even telling you for? I think perhaps I've said too much. But let me say some other thing. Okay, so I said that you are crawling with crabs, and that's why you're still itching. It's not, I later said, I guess Grover's disease was a misdiagnosis, and he agreed. So it was crabs, so it was really hard hearing it. I'm sorry. He had just had sex with his other favorite person, who's not me. Luke was a top tier. I'm top tier, and this other guy's also top tier on his list. And they had a fun sex weekend. And I said, well, you gotta tell him now that he has crabs. Well, he had them all along. He didn't just get them because he's had sex with them since he's had Grover's disease. And Grover's disease. He doesn't have it. Just crabs.
It's a creepy crab and then a crab. Creepy crab and then a crab. It's creepy and crab.
I said to him, I said, well, this other guy, I said, the other guy, his other favorite, I've never met him, but I really like him because it's a long story, but he's really smart. And I really like him. Someone I've never even met. And I don't even know what he looks like. But I like him so much. Another story, maybe. Another video. But anyway, I said, have him help you, show you how to do the treatment. He'll know. He's very, very smart. And but then that same day, well, it's this same day. It was this earlier. I was scanning my body again. I'm like, are they all gone? Are they really all gone? I scan. And I said, uh-oh. I see one. I picked it off with my hand and set it down on the counter. And I said, all right. When am I gonna? I said, I gotta tell him we have to do a second treatment. I said, I'm gonna say, guess what? We have to do another treatment. And but before I told him, it's an art of when to tell him. But before I told him, I said, all right, well, let me get my little glassy wassies out and take a looky wooky dook. And it was not a crab. It was just a little tiny scab, about a crab-sized scab. I was like, oh. I don't have to tell him. We don't have to do another treatment. Woo. Well, I said, but it's really looked like a crab before I put it under this. So why doesn't it look like that anymore? Well, I figured out it was a dead crab that was engorged with my blood, and it was still clinging to one of my hairs. It wasn't alive anymore, but it was still clinging. So, I still have it. I saved this one. Should have saved a live one, but I didn't. Well, it would have been dead by now anyway. After 48 hours, if they're not on you feeding on your blood, after 48 hours, they die. But anyway, this is the dead crab engorged with blood. Now, this is you can't see it. It's right there. I don't know if it's right there. My finger's pointing to it. Can you see? Yeah, you see that dot? That is the dead crab. And when you hold it up to the light this way, it's like, that's definitely a crab. That's definitely a crab. I am so glad it's dead. Let me just make sure its little legs aren't moving, and I didn't notice it before. No, it's dead. And it's really hard to tell that it is a crab. When you look at it under this way, I'm convinced it is. And it is. I can tell it is when I see it this way. It's an instance where these don't help out somehow. I don't know. But anyway, that's a little crabby crab. There's a dead crab right there, engorged with my blood. So he faced reality. It really depressed him. I said, you're crawling with crabs, and that's why you're itching. I drove the point home too much, and he started getting annoyed. He said, I get the crabs. And I said, okay, you're going to stop it. Your itching is going to be over soon. You're going to have relief from it. Like at least, I would guess within 48 hours after the treatment, the itching will stop. There's probably, maybe it'll stop immediately, but it'll be over finally. It's been months that he has been itching. At least 3 months and maybe 4. That's how long he's been crawling with crabs. And he said, I never thought that's what they would, I never thought that's what they would be. It never occurred to me that that's what it would be. And I have them all over your body. I find them on your body, and all you do is your pubic hair. Science, learn this, physics. All right, reality. Just with the reality. We'll just stay with the reality. You know what I mean? Okay. So anyway, he was upset, and then I later said, you know what? If I weren't tied down, I would come over. We would have the greatest, nastiest sex we've ever had in our lives while you have the crabs, and I wouldn't let it bother me. Just like, and I know they'd be all over me too, again. And I'm like, well, if I show you how to do the treatment, if I put the treatment on you, then they're inevitably going to get on me anyway. So before doing the treatment, let's have a great, wonderful, nasty, horribly wonderful sex. And then do the treatment. And I'll do it for you, because you're going to need someone to get spots on your back you can't reach. You can't leave a single hair untreated. Not even that. Well, that was 2. Not even that. So, can't do it for the neck down. You can't leave it. You can leave those untreated. It's really bad. Well, I always do it, and I always get rid of them. They generally don't like. I don't know if my friend Ed is right. How did they get in his nostrils? I think he was just had his nose down in someone's pubic hair, and that was an accident. It's not like they climbed up there. It's like he said, all aboard. That's what happened. And he's never trimmed his nose hairs his entire life. His entire life. I do mine. More than never. Okay. So, I do them at least once a month, I think. At least. Anyway, so I said, and a friend of mine said, I told him, he said, you would do that? I said, well, yeah, I'm going to get the crabs anyway, so have great sex first. All right, we already went over that. That's just repetitive now. You didn't need to hear that a second time. That was completely and utterly unnecessary, and it shall not happen again. I guarantee that. I will see to it that shall not happen again. Not even once. So, I keep thinking I have a crab. Thinking about my friend Ed, I'm like, do I have a crab? Can I find a live crab while I'm doing it? Is there really one in my nostril? Well, I trim but I was like, well, maybe that'll make it easier to find. I don't know. I haven't found a live one on me yet since. So, and certainly not. Whatever. All right. So I realized, we were gonna we were gonna be monogamous again, me and the guy that I'm craziest about. And it's like, yeah, sorry, we're gonna have to wait a while before we're gonna be monogamous again. And I realized, oh no, this guy's gonna have dead crabs clinging to him for a long time. He's super duper hairy. He's had it for months. He's been being driven crazy with itching. There's going to be, they're going to be dead, but they're still going to be clinging to him. And I'm like, oh shit, he needs somebody to come and comb it out. And it's not going to be his other favorite person. And it's not going to be that guy he lives with. Only one person can do it, and that's me. And I said, well, I said I'd come over and do the treatment for you, and hair crab, but listen, it's kind of the next best thing to them actually being alive, going with the same plan. But this way we'll have nasty, wonderfully horrible sex where and then afterwards, maybe even a little bit during, who knows, I'll be meticulously, where's that little come here, come. Let me meticulously cutting out every single dead crab clinging to his super duper looper nooper hairy back and adequately hairy front and wonderfully hairy ass, even though it could be hairier, and pubes fine, and legs. He's and a beard, you know. And he's a hairy individual. I'm using the crab comb as a microphone. He's a very hairy individual, if I do say so. And I do say so myself. So, oh God, now the microphone's. God. That's the story of my latest bout of crabs. I haven't kept really count of how many times I've had it. And when I say at least 35 or 40 times, that's a possibly conservative estimate. It might be over 50 for all I know. It has been an inordinately. I'm just kidding. Well, am I? Few people have had crabs more than I do. I have. But lots of people have had my same fate. Like, you get it even traveling. The guy who gets it a lot, he found a partner and he became monogamous, and neither one of them were seeing each other, anyone else rather, and they got crabs 4 times, and we're like, what? Are they coming? Do they just live on my body and then spontaneously sprout? Well, twice they would think they were traveling, so they picked it up somehow traveling. So you might want to travel with the solution, have the solution now, so that when and if you get them, you're prepared. Because otherwise you're like, oh, I have to call my doctor, now I have to get the prescription, how long is it going to take it, oh, they're on my body. This way you already have it, and you know, and then you use it, and then you still call for a prescription, another prescription, and then you have that for the next time, for time number 41 or 42 or whatever it is. Maybe it's 65 for all. I don't think it's that high. I don't think, but it's been often. So that's the story of crabs. Creepy crawly crab. They crawl all over your body. It's so disgusting the first time, and it's also disgusting the second time. And I guess it never really stops being disgusting, but it's somehow not as bad the 35th time. Falling in lice again, never wanted to. What am I to do? I can't help it. Just happened, baby. Lice has always been my game. Play it as I may. I was born to suffer that way. I can't help it, and there's nothing I can do about it. Crabs gathered to my pubes and other parts of my body like moths around a flame. So if someone else gets them, I know I'm only partially to blame. Falling in lice again, never wanted to, and still don't What am I to do besides be monogamous? Well, I guess that's the only foolproof way. I can't help it. No, I guess I can't help it.